On Saturday, November 30th, I attended my first Chicago Tardis convention. That's a Doctor Who convention they have up in Lombard at this very nice hotel. I almost didn't go. I had plans to go and then something happened. I was on the Facebook page for the convention. Somebody on there posted, I won't say who this person's name is because it's very likely he was using a fake account. I did some research on him, and it's quite possibly he stole someone else's account. So whoever the real person is whose account this is, I don't want to get them into any trouble. But anyway, this person posted that he was unable to attend due to his wife's ill health, and anybody that wanted his ticket could personally message him and they could work something out. So I did message him, said I was interested in a ticket for Saturday. It was like one of the upper tier tickets. You know, they have like the general admission and they have the higher priority tickets. This was one of the higher priority tickets. We agreed on a price. I paid him, you know, just for the regular general admission price, and he sent me his information, and I sent it to him through my PayPal, and he kept saying he was going to send me the ticket, and it never happened. I kept asking him, you know, I still haven't got the ticket. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I've been tired and worried about my wife, and I'll send it to you right now, and he never did. I found out that the guy is a scammer. Apparently he has done this to other people, saying he couldn't go to events and anybody that wanted his ticket could contact him and pay him. He's done this to at least one other person that I know of, some concert ticket that he promised and never delivered. So I did contact PayPal and my bank, and both of them said since I did authorize the payment and it went through, there wasn't anything they could do about it. But I did give the information, this guy's Facebook page and the email that I sent the payment to, and they said they would keep track of my account, and if anything strange came up regarding this individual, they would let me know. They're pretty good at keeping track of things and letting me know whenever they see something funny. They will get in touch with me and ask me, did you make this payment to so and so, and I'll say yay or nay, and they're very good at things like that. But anyway, I was out the money that I had paid for this ticket that never came. I was upset about it, I admit it. Who wouldn't be? I did ask on another Doctor Who Facebook group. I told them the situation. I asked, should I go just to spite this person? And they were like, yeah, definitely. Why are you going to let this one guy ruin your day? I was getting paid that weekend with overtime, I might add. So, to be honest, the money really wasn't that big of an issue. I was more upset at myself for not checking this guy out more thoroughly. I should have done a little more checking on him. Just click on his name and his face and see what kind of a page he had. I did do that. There was practically nothing there, just pictures of, I don't even know if that was pictures of him, pictures of whoever it was, and his lady friend or whoever, and he had no responses, no comments, except for the one that wanted his concert ticket that he was promised, and somebody else saying give the account back to its original owner. So if you're on whatever event page you're on and somebody is promising you, saying they can't go, they've got whatever going on, and they're offering to sell their tickets and they want you to personally message them, check them out first. go to click on their face, their name, and see what kind of a page they have. Do the research, do the background check. Did get paid, and I did take out a little loan from the local cash store to cover the cost of the ticket and the other things that I wanted to do there. I said, I'm not going to let this guy ruin my day. And I didn't. And I had an awesome time.
Mine lights up. You know how you're like, hey, take off the light transport. Yep, that's how you turn them on and off.
Behind you.
Out loud. You gotta put this back on. You gotta put the card.
I don't know where I put it.
Hey, your front yard.
Just leave it there?
Yeah. Mine doesn't come off, but when you turn it on and off, there's a switch in the back. Battery.
See how nerdy your neighbor is.
I didn't do that to make the plumber. It's just a wood shaker. You really want
Kids.
Nice to run this up. Oh, he can move.
And here it is, my badge for Chicago Tardis. It was the 20th anniversary of it. ChicagoTardis.com. They're on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. November 29th to December 1st, 2019. I went on the 30th. And right there he is, the main reason I went. Paul McGann, the 8th Doctor. I particularly wanted to see him because this was my journal that I had gotten, and you see that on the cover there. I do believe it's time for another adventure. I would not have gotten this journal if I had not read the cover in his voice. I went to their website. It's from a company called Soothie. They make these handcrafted leather journals, and they're very good, very high quality journals. As you can see, they even smell good. They've got that nice leather smell to it, and they've got good quality paper woven into them, and they do awesome work. But I clicked on one of their ads, and I was looking through their merchandise, looking through the different journals they have. They have ones with different quotes on them or whatever, and this one caught my eye, and I immediately read the cover in Paul McGann's voice. Those of you who are familiar with Paul McGann, with his work as the 8th Doctor, whether it's through the movie that came out or other projects that he's done, mostly the Big Finish audio dramas, you know he has a very distinctive voice. So just picture him reading that. I definitely wanted to get it. It comes in two colors, sort of a darker brown. This is more of a, they call this the blonde. It's a lighter color. After I finished up my Braille diary journal that I got from Magnolia Clothers, I ordered this one. But there it is, the sole reason, well, not the sole reason, but the main reason I went to this thing. I saved the last page for Paul McGann, and thereby I told him, I said, I'm giving you the last word. because he's going on the last page, so it's whatever that is. Dwayne, with love, Paul McGann, number 8. It was so cool. I was in line, and we all got to go in according to whatever priority ticket we had. We were in like the queue room, as they called it, and we were there, and some of us would talk amongst ourselves, others would be updating our Facebook or Twitter or whatever. I'm going to go see Paul McGann, and I met some nice people. I met one fellow. One fellow had his Svengoolie shirt on, and I told him, I said, "Are you going to send that in to him, and he'll show it on the male segment of the show?" And he's like, "Yeah, I should." We talked Svengoolie for a little bit, but eventually we got to go in. Whoever the highest ticket holder was, they got to go in first, and then the second highest, and then finally the rest of us, the general admission, we got to go in. It was actually very well handled. It wasn't like this. It wasn't like we were all herded in all at once and we had to wait in line. But we were in this, like, in the queue room that they called it, or whatever they called it, and we got to chat and visit or whatever, and watch the kids run around and carry on. And I got up to him. He was very nice man. And I told him, I said, I would not have gotten this if I hadn't read the cover in your voice. And he laughed, and I opened it up and I said, I'm giving you the last word. And he's like, all right. And then he signed it and shook my hand. I also got, if I can get it here, yes. I actually got her autograph first. Katie Manning. To Dwayne, big hugs. And boy, does she ever. Yeah, that doesn't. She definitely gives big hugs. She is one of the sweetest people you will ever want to meet. Just a wonderful, wonderful lady. And that's her signature. And over here, there is Dwayne, hi. Sylvester McCoy, number 7. So they each had their own pages. And so I let them officially close out my journal. I thought it was only fitting that I let the man who was responsible for me getting this journal to have the last word. It's good words, with love. He told me, he said, there's not enough love in the world. There really isn't. There's never enough love in the world. We can always have more love. And yes, I am proud to say that I identify as a he, him. They actually had pronoun stickers for your badge, so I am a he, him, and proud. And yes, there's my name. This was the Saturday badge. And also, apparently, as you go around the convention, you collect these ribbons that you can stick onto underneath your badge. And some people have more ribbons than others. They were able to get them. This is the first one. Everybody gets this one because it's the celebrating 20 years of Chicago Tardis. And there's another one that someone happened to have and gave to me. I'm here at the request of the High Council. And these two stickers here, that lady that dresses as the 12th Doctor and her companion, her male friend who dresses as the 13th Doctor, they were there. Yes, she's the one that's actually quite pleasant and enjoyable to talk to when she's not in line and whoever it is we're there to see is late. She gave me these. This one's a sleigh driver. That's based off the episode where the 12th Doctor met Santa, I guess. And also the Cool Dude ribbon. That's also the 12th Doctor with his sonic sunglasses. But she gave me those. And this one, Vespi Force 1. Yes, there was this one lady there. It's very strange. She was dressed like River's Song, But she had this humongous wasp marionette. It was from the episode, I think it was the episode where the 10th Doctor met Agatha Christie. It was the Unicorn and the Wasp, I think. Yeah, she had the giant wasp puppet that she seemed to get a kick out of tormenting me with. It's very, yeah, it was very well made, let's put it that way. And she got a kick out of coming up to me with it and said, "Have you met my friend?" I'm like, yes, I met your friend. And she gave me this ribbon. One other lady saw it and said, "Where did you get that at?" And I pointed her out, and I took her over there, and she gave her a sticker, a ribbon. And here's the Big Finish ribbon that I got at the Alien Entertainment table, where I get my Big Finish audio CDs from. I'll get to them in a little bit more. This one is Pressie'sUnderglass.com. They make, they'll take an image and press it into like one of those little picture necklaces or whatever they're called. The name escapes me at the moment. And it says, "Got Pressies?" And I got confused as to how I was supposed to get this. She had them there in a cup, and the sign said, "Answer the question." And I thought the question was, "Got Pressies?" And so I said, "No, I don't." And she said, like, no, you have to answer the question. That's not the question. And I read further on the little sign, and it asked, what other TV show besides Doctor Who is Peter Davison known for? And of course, I know he was Tristan in All Creatures Great and Small, but for me, being the dork I am, I more thought towards his appearance in the Tomorrow People episode, A Man for Emily, and the time he played the Dish of the Day in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where he met his future wife, Sandra Dickinson. But the answer was Tristan from All Creatures Great and Small, so I did say that, and I got a ribbon. They did have nice stuff. You went through and picked out whatever picture you want, and they would put it like in a locket or a cameo or whatever you call it. They did seem to have nice stuff there. I had to wait in the queue room 5 times. 1 time for each autograph, and also 2 times for the 2 photos that I had gotten. One with Katie Manning and one with Sylvester McCoy and Paul McGann together. I could have gotten them separately. Sylvester was doing a special photo session where he was in costume as the 7th Doctor, and I thought about that. The 3rd Doctor and the 7th Doctor together, that would be awesome. But it would have cost more for me to get them individually, so I just decided to get them both at the same time. And it worked out really well. Oh my goodness. I got up there, and Katie, she just came right up to me and just threw her arms around me. She says, let me feel the velvet. Let me feel the jacket. I got quite a few compliments on my 3rd Doctor coat. I'm so surprised. I found this. I don't remember how I ended up in Burlington Coat Factory, but I was in there, and I was looking around at the different coats and jackets and whatnot, and I came across that burgundy velvet jacket, and I just took one look at it, and I said, "John Pertwee," and I snatched it up. It also doubles as a the 12th Doctor wore a burgundy or red velvet. No, it was a burgundy velvet. So it also doubles as a 12th Doctor coat. But she just came up to me, and she just said, "Let me feel the velvet," and she just put her arms around me, and she was just running her hands up and down my arms, just feeling the velvet. And I did not expect that. I really and truly did not expect that. She is just everything that everybody has said about her is true. She is just one of the most wonderful people you will ever want to meet. Just very sweet. She brought me over to where we were getting our pictures taken, and I was just like, I was there. I had my 3rd Doctor sonic screwdriver out, and I looked at her. I said, "Okay, how are we doing this?" And she looked at me and she said, "Well, how do you want to do it?" And I just thought for a second. I said, "Well, I'd tell you, but then And she laughed about that, and the guy taking the picture laughed. I'm not gonna lie, I had quite the crush on her when Channel 11 started showing John Pertwee's episodes on Sunday nights. I just fell in love with her. And she is, Jo Grant is one of my all-time favorite companions. Everybody else, they had, they talk about whoever their big crushes were back in the 80s, like Phoebe Cates and the Heathers, Heather Thomas and Heather Locklear. I didn't have anything really against them, but yeah, Katie Manning she was one of my crushes back growing up in the 80s. Because that's when I first, saw her. I mean, even though she had been the Doctor's companion in the previous decade, in the early 70s, it wasn't until the early 80s that I became acquainted with her. So when people ask me, who was your 80s crush? I have to ask them, are you specifically saying it has to be someone from the 80s period, or is it somebody you could have a crush on during the 80s period? I kind of have to clarify that. She was just a very, very wonderful person. She was touchy. She was a very touchy person, but touchy in a good way. You don't mind being touched by her. You really and truly don't. She's just one of those people that is just, you could have her touch you all day and you wouldn't mind in the least. She's just wonderful. And then later, I got to go and get my picture taken with Sylvester and Paul. It was the same situation. We went into the queue room and they lined us up according to whatever priority ticket we had, and we were the general admission, so we went last, but it was good. There wasn't any one huge long line that you had to stand around in, and nobody freaked out or anything, which is always good. I was about to go up, but then they brought in somebody. She was in a wheelchair. She was dressed like the fourth Doctor, so they let her go ahead of me. Sylvester, he was there, and I was watching as they were wheeling her up, and Sylvester was there. He's like, sir, and he's motioning for me to come up, and I pointed at the lady. She was coming up in the wheelchair. But they were very kind to her, and they talked to her for a little bit. And finally it was my turn, and I got my picture taken with them. It was just an awesome experience all around, just seeing and meeting these people that you've watched and known about for years, and you finally get to meet them. They are good people. Very talented, very, very kind. Wonderful people.